course. But no deadlift picked up yet on either side.
Oh, no behemoth picked up either. Pointed out by Haxton.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Haxerin making that very clear right there. And obviously, I doubt it was actually forgotten by either side. It's just simply, that is pretty crazy. I mean, Behemoth. Now, I had an interesting input yesterday. I actually had Shortcut on. It's been a while since I had him on, and he plays for Nightmare Knights now, and he was actually kind of bringing up an interesting perspective on Behemoth, on how he feels that Behemoth the hero is kind of overrated a little bit in terms of how you lane, like his usefulness in the early game as far as laning especially, it's just pretty weak. I mean, the suicide it really isn't that great. It's very hard to get levels. You kind of need to roam with him, and then you kind of hope that the kills happen from there, which is likely because of the fissure stun and how powerful it is. But the laning impact of the hero, again, is maybe overrated a little bit. But we do see him first picked a lot.
Yeah, I mean, his laning is so weak, but that's not really why you pick him. You pick him to be that roamer. You pick him to be that initiator. So, I definitely, I have to kind of disagree with Shorkin. I do believe the hero is one of the best. I mean, not in terms of suicide, but in terms of what it offers to a team.
Yeah. To be fair, again, I want to speak for him. I mean, we were still talking about it, and at the same time, it's still understandable why. Because, yeah, as you're kind of saying there, his impact is just so good as the game progresses on. So it's still very, very worth a pickup. It's just, yeah, if there is an obvious weakness, it is his laning, no doubt. So, yeah, still not banned yet. So, here we are in the second tier of bans, and kind of pointing out there, not being banned yet, so we'll see if he actually makes it through. There's the deadlift ban from Zlapped. I
don't know. Oh no, I was just a little surprised because I think they did kind of agree to gentleman's ban that hero, but I guess just gonna ban it just in case. Flexi decides to be DM.
Yeah, in case they're not so gentleman-like.
Hey, I mean, Sync did it once to them, so it would only be fair for them to do it back once.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it did it to me too, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, that's the game. That's right. That's the one you stepped in for.
Great game. Really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Not going to see it here, though. Dr. Repulsor, and now the final ban to happen. So will it be that Behemoth, or will they insist? Okay.
Okay. Well, made it to the very end.
Yeah, eventually banned out, though. Again, he is just a little too powerful to kind of just give up here for a fourth pick, especially. So Complexity will have to think elsewhere. I mean, they have a Swiftblade already. They don't necessarily need to run that in a carry, though. We've seen it, obviously, many times in the Suicide role.
And in Fuzzy Sloth's hands as well. So that really hasn't told much. I mean, yeah, the Midas is most likely going to go on Fuzzy Sloth, but there's a lot they can do with that Swiftblade as well. But I do actually like Sync's draft a lot. They kind of three really aggressive heroes that can get pickoffs. So if they run that lineup properly, they can almost kill any hero.
Yeah.
At least as it is right now. Well, that's going to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, Ophelia left open to that fourth pick, and maybe also a little bit of preventing Sync from getting it as well. I mean, obviously, over here, what you got, I'm sure, going to play it great. But we've talked about that a little bit, too. Ophelia's not one that he actually does have, that really powerful history on, although I guess he has been practicing it a lot more lately, and we have seen it kind of dabble in here. But that's not what he's known for playing in the jungle.
Yeah, he's a farming jungler, but he has been learning the supportive junglers, I guess you can say. So, especially this game, I mean, that's going to hurt that combo of Riptide heavily because, and I mean, a 200 HP heal could be pretty game-breaking to have TPs fly in. So, yeah, I mean, I really like that Ophelia pick, and I mean, if they make it work with some tower pushes, it could be great.
So now fourth pick for Sync. Zlapped putting some heavy thought into this one. Again, what is on the line here? It's it's a 2,500 euro prize pool on the line here. 1,500 for first place, 1,000 for second place. So there's that spread there of once again. Good amount of money between the first and second. So playing for some decent money on the line here. You got Sync eSports now really put in decision here, and I had to double check that. I was like, was that randomed? No, that was actually selected here. by Sync?
Strong against Ophelia. I'll go with that. Guess because you have the weed field and could slow down the Ophelia creeps a little bit, do some good damage to them. So, not the hero I would expect, but I mean, I haven't seen the hero in so long, so it's hard to tell. But that they did buff the W, so I mean, it's not too bad of a hero, I would have to say.
That's right. They did buff it to where it's split damage. Or it splits, so it can actually stun multiple targets. It becomes an AoE essentially, rather than just that single target ability. So it's a little bit more of a threat there. I believe they also changed the ultimate a little bit. If I'm not, I thought they might have buffed that a little bit, or maybe it was even nerfed. I'm not. I think they had changed the ultimate a long time ago too, to be a little bit stronger. Then maybe it was toned down after that or something. But anyways, that W's the big one there. Gladiator, final pick by Complexity, then an immediate Lord Salfor's response from Sync eSports, so that's a strong finish there.
There's the stop to that Ophelia heal if they catch someone now. So definitely a good pickup, and I mean, like everyone's been saying, who's a lot of the co-casts you've had, just Salforus is a strong jungler at this point, just becoming a staple jungler. So it should be good to watch.
Let's get it on.
Here we go, game number 1, grand finals. Time to win Heroes of New Earth Invitational coming at you here. Sync eSports versus Complexity. This is a best of 3 once again. I'm a Breaky CPK, joined by Regrosty once here as my co-caster. And again, this really has been a fun event. It's been a nice change of pace here, you know, between the format as well as just these Wednesday and Friday matches that we've had with it. It's been a lot of fun to cover. So it is coming to a conclusion though here today with this final best of 3. So all right, into the game. We got, of course, Complexity on the Legion side, Sync on the Hellborn. And the movement towards the Legion jungle early on here. Well, we'll see. Serenia, again, playing the Myrmidon. So what a way to start off this first game of the series. That is definitely not your everyday hero. So Myrmidon 2-0, formerly known as Revolution. They were a team that did run it, you know, in their early days as... What are they doing?
I was wondering if they were going to... No, okay. I was just wondering because of the strength that Riptide has in the water here. But,
okay, that was just silly right there. He's like, I just want to take some damage.
You know what? Why not, Macero? Did they see that?
I think so, because, yeah, they were, like, right here this whole time. It was pretty obvious that they were spotted. So I think that was more so Sync kind of having fun with him. I don't know if they ever really intended to do Congo here, but...
Well... I was just wondering because, I mean, Riptide's being so strong, and, I mean, Salforus can tank it with Myrmidon Q. I mean, I don't want to say it was impossible, but, I mean, it could have been done, really, in an awkward fashion, but it was late, too. But, yeah, I mean, you never know with this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I feel like they probably would have bought items a little differently, too, if that was the case. So, yeah, again, I do think it was a little bit more on the trolling side.
Yeah, we don't see it anymore.
Here, but... Again, level 1 Congo is one of those. We see it once, and it's like a 2-month break before we ever see it again. So I'm blanking on the last time we saw one. It does seem like it has been a while. So maybe we are due for one here in a little bit, but it won't be this game at least. Can't say I would expect it this series. That usually pops up in more of a, you know, where maybe one team feels a little outmatched perhaps or something like that. So these teams pretty confident against one another right now. I would think. Top lane, Oscar. Ooh, a lot of damage there. See, now, this is kind of the other thing about going up. Picking a hero like Myrmidon, it's the perspective, the kind of the good perspective you can look at it from is it's different. It's not your everyday support. It's not the everyday hero that the other teams see. So for Complexity, you know, you got to wonder, you know, it's like, sure, they probably understand the hero and how it works in the end, but if you're not playing against it all the time in these tournament matches, you may kind of forget some things like, oh, that's right, you know. I need to make sure it is a stop right on point against those magic carps or how to play against it. We see right here the weed field. It is going to be dodged, though, by Midas. But at least there's a little bit of that there. Of the unfamiliar.
And definitely good ganking potential when this puppet does get 2, which he just did. I mean, they can probably kill this Midas, in all honesty, with the combined of the 3 spells. They
do have a lot of lockdown between that. What is the Wheatfield? It's only 1 second up to 2 seconds. You got the Magic Carp if that happens to. Now, again, at this level of play, you would think that Magic Carp is not going to get a lot of stuns, but it's still possible. It's definitely still possible, because especially if you use it, in succession with other people, chasing things like that. So.
Yeah, and it does cause a little bit of chaos in a team fight where you kind of see these 5 fishes and you have to be stopping. And yeah, I mean, it even if it doesn't stun, it still slows them down a little bit because they have to stop for it.
Ooh, look at Prophet here. He may find Lord Salforus. I don't know if he's going to be low enough, though. You do see he's at half-life currently. You got Prophet kind of setting up as if he wants to go for this gank.
It could be possible.
Yeah, Q and an E right here. Yeah.
There's the rotation by the Fuzzy Sloth, too. Yeah, this could be easily a kill. Here comes the Pitfall right there.
Go.
He's dead.
Boom. Yep, it is enough. Oh, he got killed by neutrals, and meanwhile, Bloodlust kill. That was so confusing right there. Because the Bloodlust popped up. I thought it was actually them, but meanwhile, top lane, Midas goes down. And he gets killed by the neutrals. Wow.
That's probably the it really sucks to see that because it was very well played by them, and then just to lose the kill like that and then get bloodlusted.
Yeah.
That's never what you want.
That was a fun sequence of events right there. Not so much for complexity, though, that's for sure. That one's got to sting a little bit, but it happened. Life moves on. If you're Zlapped, you're probably chuckling a little bit, saying, oh, that was a close call. But definitely got away a little bit right there. I mean, obviously it still slowed him down a little bit, but, not really. He's back to farming and still feeling just fine. Midas, it looks like, has given up. He's kind of not liking that top lane. Maybe Myrmidon is even more powerful. I know you're saying he's going to be great. They have a lot of kill potential, but did you expect it to just completely mean Midas leaves the lane?
I think he's actually afraid to the point where he knows if he gets caught by a Q from Puppet, he's just going to die every time. And he just doesn't want to feed. So it's the right decision if he doesn't feel comfortable being in the lane.
Yeah. He's almost kind of playing like a support now for Swiftblade down here. You see he's denying creeps for him. So this is really interesting. It's a support with a double Crushing Claw and the double Minor Totem. I guess he's just going to try to leech experience simply. I mean, because it is a tough spot because you can't really go into the jungle because Ophelia's there. There's really nowhere else. It's either the middle or the bottom. Obviously, he's not going middle, so I guess, yeah, kind of leeching experience at the bottom is kind of his only call here. He is going to rotate now. What would be a thing that you would say, like, is he doing this the right way? Is this all he can do?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'd like to see him start stacking this pull and pull it himself, but I mean, it's already been taken, so maybe try a roam mid or something. They have a lot of kill potential mid lane if he goes over there, so I would like to see him go over there, like now-ish, even without being level 4.
Yeah. Well, chilling out the pole camp right now. May actually just do it even though it's just a single set right here. Again, kind of just desperate for any kind of farm and experience instead, so won't be any gank attempts here in the middle. You do see the Rev Fort here from the Legion side. In fact, Love, he places another one immediately after the previous one falls, so that kind of shows you the priority here. That they want to be able to see him at all times, not let him get away. So
that's the other point of they have the Rev Ward to be able to kill him. So they really need to start doing something about this Riptide. They keep buying Revs. They should do something with them.
Ophelia coming in with that Skeleton King, but it's just not close enough. You see the Magic Carp. He's going to sit, though. Now, he is going to get hit by the Wheatfield as a result of that. In fact, here we go with pressure. All right, the Storm coming out. Ophelia dies shortly after, and the minions also going to be picked off. That was a little sloppy with the Ophelia play, honestly.
Yeah,
set everything together.
Just walked in and then was trying to micro and just forgot about his hero. So, yeah, I mean, that was good for Sync to all be there and be ready for that. But Complexity needs to be a little bit careful about falling too far behind too early. Yeah,
it's already a 2,000 gold lead, 3,000 experience lead, and you say that and maybe double check, and that's even bigger than I would have expected. You got Haxorn up here, 386 gold per minute. Obviously, he's free farming. That goes back to how they boxed out Midas from the beginning. Gladiator middle lane. He may fall right here. Yep, he's going to go down. And you see Myrmidon taking some good pressure from Prophet in the meantime, but he gets away with that waveform of his. So, great kill on a Gladiator. Lord Salforce being very active here, and all of a sudden Zlapped is level 7 and 375 gold per minute. So the movement, the control of the game right now is just all Sync eSports all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're running together and they're making plays. And like you said earlier, you know, you don't really expect the Myrmidon fish to stun someone, but it stunned the Gladiator there. It's kind of what killed him. So
yeah,
it could prove to be pretty big this game.
It's almost like that Blood Hunter effect. It's with the hemorrhage. It's, you know, a lot of cases, sure, you may just want to stand there. That's the idea of it. It prevents you from running. But at the same time, if you're being chased by a whole team, you know, sometimes it is better to just run and get that distance at least. Or like a Kelpfield stun. You know, sometimes it's better to take the stun, actually, knowing that you have some distance against them. So, yeah, that's where that tough call is sometimes. And yeah, he just got hit by it right there in the panic, the heat of the moment, as we say. And it sets up the kill. So Haxrin, again, going back to what he did say about his Puppet Master play, and I wonder how he feels this game, if he's going to go the Shroud or not, because I don't know if he's necessarily considered a solo core here. I mean, you can kind of give credit to Salforce a little bit.
Yeah, and Riptide as well, so I still think he's pretty adamant on that Whispering Helm. I think almost every time I've seen his Puppet, he's ended up going at first item, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see it this game.
Magnus getting out of a scary spot right there. He found a couple of heroes, ends up running away, though. And speaking of Zibe, he's 250 GPM. He's not doing too shabby here. He's got the Steam Boots. He's on his way to his portal key now, that with the bottle, of course. So, looking pretty good. As far as the Legion side is concerned, Complexity, Formless, he is doing all right, too. 360 GPM. There's the Whispering Helm, by the way. As you mentioned, that middle lane, we do have an exchange coming out, as actually Love is picked off. As middle lane, nope, Gladiator's going to be fine, but Love got found off to the side. I mean, 4 heroes being there. Magnus with that haste rune. Oh, he's going to find more. No, he's not going to stun. I had the Storm coming out. Magnus not stunning, though. Oh,
yeah, here's Swiftblade. They could try to fight this right here.
Maybe not.
Okay, then. Everyone just run away.
Yeah,
Don't listen.
A little surprised by that they just kept on running like they did. But they chose not to.
I guess the Ophelia factor a little bit is kind of kicking in.
Yeah.
They know that heal is going to be pretty crucial in these early team fights. So, but no Astro picked up yet on him. So they're going to look to push this bottom lane though.
Yeah, double Minotaur Vagabond leader. However, the top tower already falling to Haxrin here on that Puppet Mastery. Do you see Magnus? He's sticking around somewhat, but I don't think this is going to be a defense here. Of course, down goes the tower, so pretty quick response there from Complexity at the same time. Formless does go the Abyssal Skull here, so going to go a pretty traditional route of being that kind of hard carry Swiftblade. Sure, something like the Firebrand going to be coming out next. Eventual Frostburn seems pretty natural for him. They keep going bottom here. Yeah, I was going to say they should probably think about falling back as they do here. A little too long in the middle. I wonder what Macero's going to go for. Riptide's another kind of one of those interesting heroes, so it'll be that in Sanitarius or maybe like a Portal Key. I mean, what kind of route would you like to see?
This game, a Portal Key wouldn't be terrible, but neither would Insanitarius. Portal Key just to jump that back. I mean, if he can catch the Midas before he combos, or even Gladiator before he does anything. Oh, mid lane.
Yeah, Serenia, very risky move on his part. Yeah, he's counter-warding. He goes uphill over here to actually kill the war, but I always bring up, it's like, that's what you got to realize. If you're countering a war like that, they see you. I mean, that's the obvious. So he put himself in a bad spot, and they can pay for it.
Yeah, and now they're going to try to push this tower, and this is what Complexity needs to do, group up and push with their heroes. So
you do see the Steam Staff was purchased by Riptide, so it looks like that Insanitarius is very likely here. Yeah, killing that Myrmidon, though, it's not enough to warrant a push in the middle lane outright, so they will fall back from there. They Maybe you want to address this Puppet Master top lane. Maybe do Ancients instead. Well, they want to try, but maybe not. I guess they feel a little too much pressure, and they're right for that. You do see the Ward Side just placed by Serenia. Gives information that it could be happening. Midas. Uh-oh. Midas going to get caught as he's walking over. Down he goes.
Yeah. That's a lot of damage to live through.
That ain't happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was because of this ward here at the top lane that was just placed by Serenia. They saw him running over.
Yeah, and they're going to spot out this this triple stacked Ancients over here.
Now Magnus here, see, this is an interesting spot. He has an eruption, but to use it offensively to steal these would be really risky. He is going to eventually stun out. As Complexity was clearly coming over. Look at that, he healed his creeps. Now, that means that's on cooldown for a good 120 seconds here, just to keep the creeps alive.
Don't know how I feel about that, in all honesty. If they don't force a fight between now and then, it'll be fine, but he did just use it to save one creep, and I mean, the hard camp was about to spawn anyways. And I mean, it was a vulture, I guess, but there's another Minotaur over there. So yeah, I don't, not the best use of the heal, but he really did want to keep that creep alive.
Yeah. And then you see them go to the Ancients, and as a 5-man team, do the triple stack Ancients. Swiftblade did get pretty much all the farm, though. And you do see now 455 GPM, so it is showing it definitely. He is looking pretty good here. But so is Puppet Master. The Assassin Shroud's coming along. Salforus also going a little bit different. Or I guess it still could be the Staff if he actually wanted that still for a first item. He goes the Mighty Blade here, so.
I'm going to assume that's going to be a Shrunken, but it could quite possibly be a Staff as well. But normally you see them go the Glowstone first, so I am going to say it's going to be the Shrunken Head.
Yeah. Magnus stunning in middle lane. I don't know if that was intended to hit the hero or not, but he almost got caught in a bad spot as the Legion team was nearby. I guess Riptide is here, so I think he was actually trying to hit Gladiator. And they're going to go for it again, perhaps. Maybe not. Again, Riptide got to remember that he is invis while he's in this water. So the Legion side is, although it may look like to us, it's like, what are they doing? Well, I mean, they can't see him, so it's understandable. But he's not going to be able to get any kill out of anything right there. Still will go back to farm. Magnus, 1,700 gold saved up, so the portal key. He's working on that here. Bottom lane, Swiftblade going at it. Swift Slash is popping out. He's trying to get this kill on a Puppet Master. He does go down, though. It was close, actually, but no cigar.
That's a kill you can't give up at this point. He's really the only one doing anything at this point on his team, and giving up that kill, especially to Puppet Master in a 1v1.
The Ophelia's touch, a split second too late. Prophet goes down, but here's a big call to arms. Wayfield on top, though. Weedfield, excuse me. And there's a pause coming out. That's an awkward time. Apparently, did Oscar DC? That's always the first thing to ask.
Oh. What you got might possibly be getting griefed by his dog.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to go with that as getting griefed by his dog.
That could happen. Well, this is a bad spot, though. I mean, dog or not, I don't know if Complexion is going to be happy with the outcome here.
No, it is.
At least
assuming what you got. Yeah, 100% what you got's dying here.
Yeah.
But Fuzzy Sloth might live.
I think it is just going to be what you got, so maybe that's kind of the saving grace. But
he is going to lose all of his creeps, though, and that's very painful to have happen.
Yeah, and again, right prior to this, he actually used the Ophelia's touch, tried to save Prophet, but it actually went off just after he died. So that's been in that moment before. That's so frustrating when you're like, you want to hold it, and then you figure, oh, let's try it the last second, and then you're just too late.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that just came off cooldown, because he might have been able to save Swiftblade bottom with that originally.
Oh, true.
So I'm wondering if that originally, from when he used it top lane, if that was still on cooldown.
Yeah.
And then it just came up because, yeah, that would have been the reason why to not use it earlier.
Okay, it looks like we are ready here. So, here we go. You know, Ophelia, you figure for sure should be dead right here. The Carp is good. Chase up there. Oh, he had a haste rune. Okay. I didn't realize he had a haste rune. Ophelia's still alive. Jeez.
Oh, he survived for a long time.
Yeah, a lot longer than I would have expected. But he does go down to the creeps. Not dead just yet, but they are dying.
Oh, they're dead now.
Even the hold to finish it off here. There we go. It does end up falling. So, has to come back up, get a whole new army, and that's, as any Ophelia player will tell you, that's really frustrating. Not a fun time.
It's never fun playing Ophelia on the losing team. It's kind of a snowballing hero. In a weird way, it kind of, sort of is. So, yeah, he's just going to get punished this whole game. And I think this is Magnus's portal key with Steam Boots.
Something.
I'm
Yeah. There we go.
There it goes. Okay. Courier's doing courier things.
Yeah, it happens. So, the triple stack Ancients on... Oh, he tried to kind of messed up the pull there, though, so we'll stay double stack, actually, for complexity. But sending Swiftblade back there, as you mentioned, I mean, it seems like he's kind of the only one that's been having any bit of success. But look at Fuzzy Sloth going the Insanitarius himself on Gladiator of all heroes.
Yeah, that seems like, to me, they want to force these early fights. They want to force... I mean, being down this much is going to be pretty hard, but it looks like they want to group up and start forcing. I mean, it could work. They have the ultimates to make a big team fight happen, so it's just going to be a matter of if they can use them. Mm-hmm. But the same thing with the Sync side as well. I mean, they have Magnus ulti, they have Riptide ulti, and the South Forest stopping the healing. I mean, there really isn't much healing other than the Ophelia, but still.
Down here, Magnus pushing it out. He has the level 2 eruption, double damage rune actually on him. We'll see. Maybe they can make a trade-off here with give it to Puppet Master to have a fight happen, or ends up just using it itself perhaps to farm. The Insanitarius on Riptide is just about finished, but yeah, seeing that on Gladiator, we'll see how Fuzzy Sloth does continue to do, and not usually his hero. Mentioned probably going to see him on Midas, or even the Swiftblade possibly, but he ends up on Gladiator. The little heroes here, and that, you know, that's actually an interesting point too. How they could have. That's something that we have seen before. Formless has actually played a hard carry Gladiator, has history of that, and you mentioned Fuzzy Sloth, you know, played Swiftblade. I wonder if they could have done that here, and would that have changed anything?
Yeah, there's a lot they could have done this game. They could even ran a hard carry Gladiator if they wanted to, and put the Swiftblade mid and put Midas top, or vice. You know,
yeah.
There was a lot of things they could have done this game. So, I normally do like seeing the Midas on Fuzzy Sloth's hands. Don't get me wrong, Austin can play it well, but I mean, we've seen what. Oh, fight mid.
That shared fate was huge right there. Now Gladiator goes down, but he got the Call to Arms off, so they're buffed at least. With Magnus coming in right here, he is going to land the eruption on a Prophet. Prophet goes down. Swift slashes, however. Swiftblade looking for some kills, may get something out of this. Magnus is just out of range and actually will survive in the end. So the shared fate from Prophet actually did a little bit of work there, allowed for all of that response at least, but it is a 2-for-1 in favor of Sync there in the end.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I was trying to think. The Prophet skill build, you know, like you said, there's a lot of ways that hero can be built. I would have almost liked to see the 2-2-2 come out from him, because I think the heal would have been pretty crucial that fight to getting either some kills or even keeping the Gladiator alive.
Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't even realize he didn't even have a Vigor. I thought he did actually.
even one into it would have been nice. I mean, it's still 75 HP AoE heal.
Yeah.
And the attack speed buff. So, he wanted that extra damage though, and it could work out if they do hit the Wombo combo of all their ultis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there though. Maybe that could have been a difference maker, because I mean, Gladiator was able to live long enough to actually even get off his Call to Arms before barely dying right there. So I think it actually could have done something. Granted, if Undying was on him, then, well, it would have done nothing. So
exactly.
There is that.
And I actually didn't see where the Undying was, so.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he does finish the Shrunken Head. So that Mighty Blade does eventually turn into that, as speculated there. Likes the Shrunk in this game. I can see it. It actually is pretty good overall.
Yeah, facing pretty much magical. The bulk of what he's going to die to will most likely be magical.
Yeah.
Portal Key was picked up by Midas, though. This is where they might start trying to force things on this Legion side, and they desperately need to.
Mm-hmm. See, Gladiator middle has a little bit of backup here with them, so almost like they might try for something, but not really the easiest to get on that Riptide there. They don't have a Rev Horde either. Well, I guess the Prophet does, but not going to go for it. over at the Ancients once again, trying to make use of them over here. Formless is doing his best to keep up on the GPM, but Haxerin proven to be a step ahead. As he has 530 gold per minute here. He's got that shrunken head again just around the corner. Myrmidon's even pushing out the top lane by himself. That's a support Myrmidon all the way up here, and Complexity doesn't make him pay for that. He basically was the secondary tower before falling back. I mean, he's different in terms of supports. I mean, he has that ultimate, he has the wave to, like, he actually has several ways to stay alive. But
yeah, he becomes very tanky when he pops that ultimate for him, and I think they're just a little afraid if they overcommit to that, they could just all pay for it. So
yeah.
they definitely know this Magnus is a portal key now as well.
What does he get? It's like 200 max life, 4 magic armor, and then I like how he also becomes a pretty hard hitter, actually. This idea of Staff of the Master on him. I remember when they gave him the staff effect that he now does splash damage, as well as it increases the damage that he does. So that can be pretty fun to see in a game. But yeah, probably not this game or honestly ever. But it's a fun little staff
it's
effect,
there.
I think. Yeah.
It's there if somebody wants to use it one day.
It's like the Witch Slayer staff. It's there if you kind of want it, but probably not. But fun intentions at least. So there's the Holy Trinity on Puppet Master, though, of his items here, as they even get a bottom tower push. No defense put up. So Sync, they're feeling in a comfortable spot here, I'm sure, and I don't think they're necessarily on a time limit here. They don't need to force anything.
Definitely not at this point. And I mean, the only time they'd really be on a time limit is when, this Midas, Gladiator, and Flipblade are full 6-item slotted. And because it really will just be the Puppet Master when it comes to the late game, depending on how this Riptide builds. Because he does sort of fall off.
Well, they're trying to catch him middle lane. Yeah, the Phyllis Touch comes out, but it's still not enough. Gladiator too much burst with that Voodoo Puppet. Here comes a more supporting cast. The Undying is eventually applied to Ophelia, and she eventually is going to go down to that Lord Zalforus. Swift Slash is a lot of creeps, though. Mitigating good amount of damage right there. Formless now caught as well. He's going to go down, and there's 3 kills. Riptide joins the fight once again. He actually bought back for this, using that Eye of the Storm, hoping to catch somebody, but it seems like the rest of Complexity, they jet the hell on out of there. Unless Midas, he's still kind of hanging around.
Oh, this is going to get him killed.
Yep, he's going to end up dying. He did not realize this. You can't really blame him, to be fair, but he all of a sudden gets found behind his secondary tower even, and they do kill him as well. So no buybacks for Complexity. Again, there wasn't on a Riptide, but clearly advantage for Sync after all of that.
Yeah, game's getting to the point of no return. Sync's just playing to their draft so well. They did everything they needed to do properly, and now they're in this huge gold lead at only 23 minutes and experience lead. And yeah, this Ophelia really didn't do too much this game.
Oh, Prophet. Well, he tried, actually. He hit it a little bit, but he ended up getting 2-shot in the end by Puppet Master there. So nice find for him. And yeah, Puppet's well on his way to now a big damage dealing item you'd suspect, as apparently
the
Hellflower. There we go.
Yeah, it's almost time where Complexity could just go, all right, maybe we should just reset and go new. But they want to give it more of a shot here. I think they're in the mentality of, oh, maybe we're not down that much. But they're down that much.
Yeah. I mean, I could believe it if they don't figure that they're down by as much as they are. But, yeah, it's from our perspective, this is definitely a game of very little chance of return at this point. That fight just went well in favor of Sync eSports here. On to the next series here. And not a whole lot of signs showing that is going to slow down. Macera, even on Riptide, is picking up a little bit of steam. He didn't necessarily have a huge Riptide impact here in the beginning of the game. But, he's farming 330 gold per minute now. He's going to have a shrunken head and go with it in Sanitarius, as Puppet Master is he's just on his own level. I mean, he's just finding kills left and right now. And that Hellflower is even one step closer here. And also middle lane, Fuzzy Sloth. He runs into a trap here and eventually gets taken out.
Yeah, and that top lane kill was even without Puppet Master ulti, so it's It's a little bit out of hand at this point. I would actually, you know what? We might just go all in. It's out of hand at this point. there just might not be a chance for this one.
It's tipping
and
over
Ophelia's going to get caught here as well.
Yep, and there go all the minions. Yeah, they're obviously when this starts happening, when we have like 10-second breaks between heroes dying on one side, you just kind of know that that one team is so far ahead because they're literally just controlling the whole map right here. It feels like there's just nowhere that complexity can farm individually other than maybe Swiftblade, with feeling at least somewhat comfortable. I mean, Prophet's sitting here back in his base tower. Midas goes in at least a little bit to try to scare them, but they don't have a huge reason to be scared even without Puppet Master, who's pushing the bottom or the top tower by himself, taking care of business. So Swiftblade is trying to finish, it looks like, an Assassin Shroud. Gonna see if that could perhaps be a tool here that could enhance their chances, but again, there's that full Hellflower now finished. And Horse Forest is stealing your Ancients in the meantime.
And he almost has a sheep stick along with all of his items, so yeah.
There we go. What was that music that just played? Something.
I think it was the Gladiator.
Oh, was it him? Okay, that might have been him then.
His cue.
I thought I saw Forrest for a second, but yeah, he happened to be nearby. There's the call to arms. It actually misses, though, as now Lord South Forest looking for that turn. Pops the Undying onto Gladiator. Magnus, he's looking for somebody to stun. It's just going to run up to Ophelia instead. They did kill. Oh, never mind. Nobody dying, actually. I thought somebody died in the background, but nobody
Almost actually
died.
got a kill.
Wait, did he?
Yeah, he actually killed Serenia.
Oh, yeah, he is dead. Okay. Wow, I don't know why that didn't show up.
Alrighty then.
Somehow they come out on top there.
I want to say they came out on top, but I think it was just 5 heroes running around, and Serenia was all by himself.
Happened to find him, yeah. That was Swift Slashes, so understandable there. But
yeah, I mean, it's something, so they can try to work off that a little bit, but this puppet's just going to get scarier and scarier at this point. And he can 100% solo kill the Swiftblade.
He's going in, formless. There's no way he's going to react to this in time, especially with Magnus leading the way. And you see right there, 3 hits on the Voodoo Puppet. Magnus definitely assisted, of course, but yeah, as you pointed out, even without Magnus there, he could have probably killed him anyways. So much burst damage here.
Oh, and what you got's going to get caught in the jungle. Just getting brand new creeps.
All right, that game number 2 looking pretty appealing here. Now, Complexity, they are a team that doesn't necessarily concede too early. So maybe that, again, is kind of a reason why we would not see them concede here.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did get a Shrunken on the Gladiator. They just finished Storm Spirit on Midas. So, I mean, there is some items here, but it's just the item disadvantage. I mean, the Myrmidon is practically as farmed as the cores on the Legion team, so that's where you look at it and go, hey, and there's a Congo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Token now. Top lane, Magnus. He's setting up. Just gonna stun him. Oh, Riptide's coming though. Look at that, Storm Spirit. And only to get hit by Riptide. That was good coordination there by Zibe and Masera. I thought that might have been Midas' Storm, but no, that was actually Magnus' Storm Spirit. So using it offensively right there to help buy time for Riptide to come and eventually kill him. So, and just another good catch for this Hellborn team. As you even got a tablet now on Myrmidon. I haven't seen him go ulti yet. He hasn't really had the chance to. Of the forced evolution here.
He's either dying too fast or he just doesn't need to use it. So, just trying to think of what this Legion team can really do. And I mean, other than literally setting up the wombo combo of their ultis without them using Shrunkens, it's really their only hope at this point. So,
well, where did Complexity go wrong here?
I want to say how they're picking the Gladiator. I think they did last pick this Gladiator, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them. I believe Lodestone was up, if I'm not mistaken, and I would have liked to maybe seen them take that and give Fuzzy Sloth the Midas and let him 1v1 this Riptide mid. Well, there could be a catch here.
Yeah, there is a catch actually on a Riptide, so good start. But Puppet Master with a double damage rune. He's running in. Look at the Vulture Lords here. Got the tornadoes in the background. You see it's kind of an awkward fight coming out. Hope it's still chasing. He's trying to get close enough to just steal auto attacks. Call to arms, though. That's going to hit. Yeah, whatever. Then he comes out. A couple of auto attacks. He takes out Ophelia. Now he has a token, so he's getting low. But look at Midas Melt. 2 auto attacks, and he's dead. And now he comes back up. The Magic Carp. You see background Gladiator trying to stay alive. All his teammates, unfortunately, fall. He is going to TP out, but another kind of sloppy fight there. Hat trick coming out for Haxter, and that was the ultimate point of 9-0-1 now.
Serenia just pushed the Catman to save the Catman from Serenia.
Did he really?
Yeah, Serenia's trying to be a nice guy. Let him keep one creep, I guess.
Help him out there. He feels a little bad.
I would feel pretty bad as well. I think this is going to get caught.
Stun up. Oh, there's the Storm Spirit. Setting up a stun. Oh, not even necessary. There we go. I was going to say, that could probably be that Q. Looks like it is. GG, well played. Sync is going to take game number 1 officially over Complexity here in this best of 3, so congratulations to them. And we'll see Complexity can respond now in the second game. But Regrosta, yeah, final thoughts there.
Yeah, just very well played by Sync. I almost feels like they won at the draft. I didn't like that last pick, Gladiator. I think they could have done a lot more on the Complexity side, but Sync definitely played to the strength of their draft and just really had the upper hand the whole game.
That they did. Fun game to watch, and we'll see if Sync can keep that momentum going. It looks like they've kind of really meshed together very well as of late between Han Tour and this tournament here in terms of this new Sync roster. It's definitely come together, and that's a scary thing for the competition out there, and Complexity included in that, of course. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We got game number 2 coming up here in the Time to Win Heroes and Earth Invitational. We'll be right back. Game number 2.